Assalamualaikum everyone. Today we will be presenting about problem-based assignment mobile application. So before we begin, I would like to introduce our team member, which is me, Sulaiman Mahmud bin Ahmad, with matrix number 1182, and Anslem Chong Yong, matrix number 1248, and lastly, Amar Muazzim bin Muhammad Izham, with matrix number 1236. Okay, next we have our table of content. Now I will briefly go through what we will cover in this presentation. Okay, firstly, we will start the system overview. Then we will explain the explanation flow for the lecturer and the student. After that, we will look at the Firebase database structure and how local data persistence is handled. We will also include the live demo of the system. Finally, we will discuss the challenge we face of our reflection of the project. Okay, so now we will move into the system overview. This system is developed using Android Studio with Java language, and it uses Firebase Cloud Firestore as the remote base. Uh, our system has two types of user. The first is the lecturer, who is responsible for making student attendance digitally. The second one is student, who can view their own attendance record. In terms of technology, we use Firebase authentication to provide secure login for lecturers. We also use Firebase Cloud Firestore to store data online. Additionally, shared preferences is used for local data storage on the device. Next, I will explaining about the application flow for the lecture. Firstly, the lecturer opens the app and the login screen appear. Then they enter their email and password. Firebase authentication verifies the login credential, and once successful, the lecturer is redirected to the marked attendance screen. The system automatically display today's date. The lecturer then select a student from the drop down list. After that, they mark the student as either present or absent. Then they tap submit, and the attendance is saved instantly to Firebase Firestore. Finally, when the lecturer log out, the system clears the login state and return to the login screen.
Thank you, Sulaiman, for the explanation. Now, I will explain about how students will check their attendance record. When a student opens the app, they will see the login screen. Next, student will need to tap login as a student instead. Then, student will select their name from the drop-down list. They will need to select their own name. After that, once they have selected their name, they need to tap View My Attendance. At this point, the app will query Firestore to retrieve all attendance records that match the student's name. The attendance result will display as a list with the date on the left, and the attendance result either present or absent will show on the right side. The either present or absent will be in color. The present will be in color green, meanwhile absent will be in color red. Also, there will be a summary contest at the top that will show the student total present and total absent. Lastly, I also want to highlight that students only have read-only access. This means that they can only view their records and cannot edit or modify any of their attendance data. Next, let's look at how our data is structured in the backend. We are using Cloud Firestore as our database. The structure is kept flat and simple. This will make querying process become much easier and more efficient. We have a single collection called attendance. Inside this attendance collection, each attendance record is stored as one document. There will no complex nesting involved. Each document will contain three fields that is to the name, which that is a string. For example, Ali bin Abu. There will be two status that is present or absent. And data will be stored as a string in the format year, month, and day. Next is Firestore will automatically generate a unique document ID every time a new record is added using the dot at the bracket method. And when we want to retrieve records for a specific student, we will simply fetch by student name using where equal to bracket dot. Okay, lastly, I will explain about how we handle logging persistence using shared preference. Shared preference is a simple key value storage built into Android. It allows the app to save small pieces of data directly on the device, even without an internet connection. In our app, we store two key values that is login, which is either true or false, and user type which stores the value lecturer. Here I will show how it works. When a user successfully login is saved as true. If the app is reopened later, it reads this value from storage. If it is true, the app skips the login screen entirely and goes straight to the mark attendance screen. Next, when the user logs out, share preference is clear. So the next time the app open, the login screen will show again. The benefit here is that the app remembers that the user's login state, even without internet. This will improve the overall user experience significantly. Okay, that's all for me.
Okay, so for my part, I will start a demo to show how our app works. Okay, so here is the app we have done, and I will log in with the lecturer login screen first. So password. Okay, so I will select, let's say, uh, Lim Wei Chen, and I click present and submit the attendance. The date will be automatically signed lah for today. So let me switch to the Firebase, and in here you will see the data will came out. Okay, so as you see here, you have the Lim Wei Chen status is present. Okay, now I will switch back to student account to see does student can check their attendance. So I will log out first, then click log as student instead. So here I will select my name. Let's say I will select Lim Wei Chen and click view my attendance. And as you can see here, will show a list present. Okay, so next thing I want to show is the share preference work. So I will simply just quit the app. Yeah, I already quit the app, and then when I open it back, it will show back the page that I left instead of log out. So after student have done, click back to login and we'll back to the main page. So that's all for the demo. Okay, so after the demo, I will simply explain what the challenge we have faced during this project and what we have learned. First of all is Firebase setup. We are having great syntax error with the calling DSL files that requiring different syntax and groovy. So we fix this by changing the wrong code into double quotes to fix it. So the second error we face is the Firebase initialization error. This error occurs because of the cache occurs in the Android Studio when we use too much of the app. So we fix it by validating the cache and also try rebuild the project and also clean it. Okay, so what I've learned in this project is we learn how to integrate a real-time remote database with a mobile app built using Android Studio. And also the importance of the data structure design in the file store is very important to make the data sent between Firebase and the app build will be stable.